All right, lovely, I just barely filmed a tutorial on blow drying, how to get volume and less frizz, but right now I'm coming at you with how I flat iron my hair. But this is adding volume, and you can do this with whether you're going to curl it or flat iron it, but we're adding volume with this handy dandy tool that's called the Waver. You have something like this, I'm sure, 3 barrels or what they're called. This one's a Waver. So find you something like this. It does have to have a smaller barrel, but I'm gonna roll this out with you. So the trick to the trade of having voluminous hair is either having a lot of hair or having some type of texture, right? So texture and getting product in your hair before you blow dry is huge, and we want to make sure that that is always happening. So if you're having a hard time with getting your hair to keep anything or stay with anything, are you putting stuff in your hair before you start? You don't need to put a ton. I actually have a video that I did a few years back. It has over 1 million views, and I was using like 7 hair products before I blow dried, and I've narrowed that down to 3. And so you need to focus on something like that. And if you wanna see that video, I will link it too, but I do use less products now before I blow dry. Okay, here is the fun part. So when you do have more fine hair or you can't get your hair to add that volume, you don't wanna rat it all the time, here is a really cool tool to get more volume in your hair. But if you wanna do a little something, something extra, here you go with this. So I'm using a flat iron today, and I'm using this Waver is what it's called. And all I'm doing to this is I'm going up by the root as close as I can without burning myself, because this will burn you. It doesn't protect you from that. And I'm just creating that baby. And this right here is gonna give me some good volume. Now notice though, I do not do this part up here in front, because those will show if I do. If I did any of that, I would probably do maybe this one, but you're raising it up. So you're putting this bottom piece on bottom, because you can actually do it either way, but we're putting this baby on the bottom and that on top. So that's how you get it so that right up against your hair, it's coming out, which is adding that volume. So this is something, if you do not have very much hair at all, you would, depending on how high you go when you do this, depends on how much hair you have. So if you have more hair, you don't want to get too much volume, but if you have fine hair, you need to make sure that you stay pretty low when you do this, and you pay attention to where you're gonna wear your part. Let's say that you want to do this with a curl. You can totally do this with a curl too, and I would just go in, I can go in with my flat iron and add some fun curls as well, but we're gonna keep it straight today because I wanna show you this. Now in the back, let me fix this part right here. In the back, we wanna go lower because our hair gets a lot of movement when we like move forward or anything like that. So we wanna make sure we don't go as high. I even wanna do more. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Waver back here even and add 1 in there, 1 in there. And then we're not gonna go up real high with this one. Probably just using what I have down in this clip right now. And you do not have to hold this in your hair very long at all for it to give it that crimp. Okay, and I'll do this last one. This will be as high as I go. Okay, so the back is done completely. And now we'll go, so this is where you decide where you want your part to be. I'm gonna have my part be down the center, so I will come evenly on both sides. And I definitely don't wanna go this high. I'm gonna go about like this. And then if you ever go too high and you need to straighten some out, you can. So don't fret. So it does take a little extra time, but it's okay. And that one I shouldn't have done right there. Okay, the reason why, there's 2 ways that you can do this, and I don't wanna make this crazy on you, but I'm trying to show you how much volume this is gonna get right off the bat. But as you're coming around here, probably one of the smartest things to do is to flat iron your hair as you're going. And so like you already have hair down, and just flat iron your hair as you're going. So now I would just take my flat iron and create all this before I put my top all the way down. This one. And get it as close to the root as possible. Okay, and now I'm going to go and do my top pieces. And this is how I decide like how much volume I want to have, but also if things are gonna show. So if I've got really good coverage there that nothing's gonna show, I can do a whole other section, but you just want to gauge like how much are things going to show. So I'll do one more row right here. Oh, that could be bad. Okay, and I'm gonna keep it off of the front and come right in here. And then I can take that piece and flat iron it, like so. And when you get higher up here, you wanna hold it up higher so you get more lift. Okay, you don't wanna hold it down, you wanna hold it up so that you get more lift. And then look at that. Oh, it's so amazing. And then flat iron that piece. Okay. All right, and that's probably as high as I'll go on this side. So now I'm just going to flat iron this. And I just flat iron what really needs it, and that's lower down here for me. Okay, now see how this is all done, but I see this part. So I want to, like it's poking out, it's not gonna stay straight. So I'm gonna grab that section and I just wanna flat iron that piece. So anything that's gonna be showing through, you wanna flat iron so that they can't, we don't want people to know our secret. We wanna keep it a secret. Okay, and I'm gonna do one more here. Get that volume. And then I will do this whole section. Go. Okay. Oh, see that? That little baby's poking through there. We'll fix that one. All right, so here we go. So this is before I put any product in my hair to just finish it out, especially flyaways on top. So I just want to show you how it looks. Okay, and then I'm gonna just take a little bit of product, but hairspray, where's my hairspray at? Oh, okay, but hairspray is kind of what I use for flyaways. So you can like grab this brush, spray the hairspray on it, and just lightly feather it down. Or you can take your hair and then bring it down. Okay, so I still have the volume, right? Like I didn't get rid of the volume. I did spray my head. And there you go. If you want to use a pomade on your ends, you can use a pomade. If you want to use an oil, you can use an oil. We're just gonna clean up those sides. If you want to use a shine spray, you can use a shine spray. Whatever it is you want to finish out your hair look, you're good to go. And that's how I do it. Get that little volume. Look at that fun volume that we have. Get that little extra lift off right there so it's not matted to your head. And that's how I get that little bit of extra volume when I do my hair straight. So we're lifting it up off of the root, and the more you can get your hair off of the root, off of the scalp, the longer it lasts without getting oily as well. I do like to go in and add, you can come in here and add product too to help get that lift. And of course, dry shampoo if you want to as well. But that is another way. And then hold it down and then clean it up. Ta-da! There you go. All right, so Jocelyn McClellan with Fit Mission Makeup. If you haven't heard me say that enough times, if this is your first time watching my videos, say hi. But I'm on Instagram at jocelyn.mcclellan, and I'm on Facebook, Fit Mission Makeup with Jocelyn McClellan. Everything I use, I always link it below. Like even if I can link my shirt, if I can link anything, I always link it below. So make sure you check that out if you wanna know more information, and then feel free to ask questions too. If you have another cool way that you get volume in your hair that isn't just product based, that is something that you can actually do with your hair to keep that volume without adding a ton of product to it, let me know. Share that details so I can pass it on to everybody else too. Okay, have a good one. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.